Hi, I'm Mark Lloyd, 4th Dan and Chief Instructor into Choi Kwang Do. This is my son,
Dan Lloyd, 3rd degree black belt in Choi Kwang Do.
Today we're going to lead you through a class of Choi Kwang Do. Okay, it's been adapted slightly, but if you went out and found a club, it would be very similar across any of them. To start with, all classes we start with a formal start and we repeat our pledge and principle. Now the reason we do that is something for us to aim at in our training and our day-to-day lives. Okay, so we're going to start this off then. Ready? Class, cheer up. Kunye, Pil Sung. The pledge.
My pledge to set positive goals and strive to achieve them, to apply self-discipline to further my personal development, to stand for justice and honour my word, to promote friendly relationships amongst all people, to use what I learn in class in a constructive manner.
Principles of Choi Kwang Do.
Principles of Choi Kwang Do: humility, integrity, gentleness, perseverance, self-control,
and unbreakable spirit. And Barrel Chumbi. Okay, so just before we move into the first part of the class, just want to mention we do not need any equipment to join along with us, but ensure that you've got a space around you so you're not going to knock into anything or hurt yourself. And finally, we are going to have exercise within this class, so make sure that you do understand your body and listen to it so you only do it to the level that you can do. To start off with, we do something called silent sitting. So we're going to sit ourselves down and cross-legged. And whilst we're doing this, we're going to try and clear our mind, but we start off by doing some diaphragm breathing, okay? It's called deep breathing or belly breathing. It's basically taking the air in and trying to bring it out down to your stomach level, which engages that diaphragm, which can help bring down blood pressure or stabilize blood pressure, lower your heart rate. It's very beneficial and it's a good way to breathe throughout life. So it's one to practice. So the way we're going to practice today is we're going to put a hand onto our tummies. All right, and as we breathe in, we should feel that tummy expand. So you should feel your hand move out. And as you breathe out, you should feel the hand going on in. We're going to do this for 1 minute. Okay, it will feel like a long time, but just bear with it and then listen out for when we stop. Okay, if you'd like to close your eyes so you can also start to clear that mind, then that's fine. Okay, 1 minute from now. And Gamon. You will hear some of these Korean words that we use. Gamon means stop, okay, but just take them in and see if you can learn what they are. Okay, and stand yourself up. Good, so after that, so in class, what we do is a mobilization class, getting all of our joints moving and our muscles starting to warm up. So to start off with then, arms in the air, big stretch up. There we go. And Gamon, take one right arm out, thumb towards the floor, hand on the elbow, and pull across the body. If you want to extend it all the way around, you can. And then switch the other side. And come on. Take the right thumb to the ceiling. Drop the hand on the back, put your hand on your elbow, bend down to your left. Whenever we're doing any of these exercises or warm-ups, make sure we are keeping that breathing going, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And come on. Grab the hands behind your back. Drop the weight forward, bend knees slightly, and then hands up towards the ceiling. Slowly stand up because we don't want that blood rushing to our heads. Keep our hands on our hips, look up to the ceiling. and more. Good. From there then we can take our right knee and we're going to put that up into our chest. This is good for the balance. Again, one you can practice at home all the time, anytime. Whilst you're waiting that kettle to boil, why not try and get on one leg? But of course, you can use the sides or a chair to that balance, just like I need now. Okay, there we go. And switch on the other side. And then grab the ankle, put the knees together and pull your heel as close as you can into your glutes. There we go, like that. And come on. Feet 2 shoulders width apart. Okay, we're going to come down on the inside of the right foot and face towards our left. So we're keeping that leg nice and straight behind, bend that front knee. And keep that, you can keep the good stretch on there, and then we'll rock ourselves back. Bringing on, stretching that front leg. And put that foot down and switch the other way. And come on. Stretch back. Okay, this exercise or this stretch is not too strenuous, and stand up. But you will feel your heart rate moving and getting warmer as you do it. Feet and knees together. And relax your shoulders. Nice deep breath in and drop your chin down to your chest. Look to the center. Up to the ceiling. Back to the center. To your left. Back to the center. And to your right. And Gamar, back to the center. Raise your right knee to belt level, or 90 degrees, or whatever height you can. What we're going to do is rotate our ankle and rotate our wrists. We can try and do that in 2 different, both ways, and maybe to your right, maybe to your left, whatever you want to do, but you're just trying to ease those ankles and wrists up. Good, and switch to the other side. Are we okay? And come on. Feet and knees together. Hands above the knees, not on the knees, above the knees. Okay, knee rotations. Change direction. And we're going to forward and back. Good. Again, whatever level you can do it, just go to that level. And come on, feet shoulder width apart, hands on your hips, hip rotations. That's it. Well done. And change direction. And come on. Arms out to the front. Straight on, raising, one up, one down. Good. Both arms forwards. Backwards. Okay, one for the brain, right arm forward, left arm backwards. Change direction. And come on. Good. Okay, arms out to the side. Wrist to elbows inwards. Good. So get those elbows moving at the same time as you can move those, twist those wrists. And outwards. Good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to our legs. So we're just going to step forwards and we'll do leg raising. Just literally using the muscles to lift your leg up each time to the front. Good. And then out to the sides. Same thing, try and keep that leg as straight as you can. It's all about the hips, warming up those hips. And then look over your shoulder up to the rear. And Gamar, back to the front. Moving on to trunk twist. Let's warm this core up. And rotate those shoulders forwards. Good motion. Trying to get those shoulders nice and warm. And then to the rear. Good. Round. So bring the hands round in front of the body, front of the face. Again, if you can start moving the hips as well. You get double action there, not just the shoulders, but you're also getting the warming up those hips, and then inside to outside to the sides. Just coming across the sides. And towards the ceiling. Good. Okay, back down to the legs. We're going to do a reverse cycling. So what we do is you bring our, sort of do it to the side, okay? Bring our knee up, back to our chest. Okay, knee up and then back to the chest, as if it's cycling backwards. And moving on, then we've got leg out to the side, knee towards the opposite shoulder, circular motion, warming up that hips. As we're coming out, just do one at a time if you need to, or if you can do multiple, great. Just start with one at a time, and then moving up to trying to keep the balance and doing multiple of these movements. Okay, moving on then, still with the legs, knees up, inside to outside. Some remember from their sports club days that this is called opening the gate, and then outside to inside. Well done. Just keep moving. Nearly there. Closing the gate. Okay. And barrel chumbi. Okay, so now we've done the warm up. We're going to move into something called PACE, which is progressive accelerated cardio exercise. We use high intensity interval training as a way of getting our fitness up. Okay, scientifically proven that this type of short bursts of exercise will over time help your fitness. Okay, so what we do is we do a 2-minute session, have a small break, 1-minute session, another small break, and then finally we put everything into 30 seconds. Now, of course, everyone does not have is not going to be fully fit, so what you want to make sure is you do and build up each of these sections. Okay, starting off with, sir, I want you to start in warming up, so again, work along with us on this one. So just moving and working out your hands.
Yes, sir.
Good. Doesn't matter what sort of movement you're doing, we're just going up towards the sky, down to the floor, left and right. Any of these movements are going to get those shoulders and get that heart rate moving. Okay? That's it, keep it going. You can move in different directions, stop yourself getting bored. If you've got a mirror, you can even look at yourself if you like. Good. All right, and then we're going to bring some legs in. So just going to do the same thing, just moving the legs around, keeping that going. It doesn't matter what you're doing, leg lifts, knees up to your chest, anything at all. That's it, bring your heels up to your butt. So any of those types of movements are going to help. And of course, legs being big, lots of oxygen being used up in here. So it's really starting to get that heart rate moving. So as we're doing this, we're going to both be hands and legs. So just start that movement. That's it, good. Well done, guys. I hope you're keeping it going there, keeping it going. Whilst you're just doing that, I just mentioned that Choi Kwang Do is a modern martial art. It's only 35 years old, and Grandmaster Choi, he's in his 80s, is still alive now, and we struggle to keep up with him. He's incredible. Keep that going, keep it going. So what we're trying to do is we're not teaching fighting, okay, in this martial art. Then what we're doing is trying to basically encourage health and fitness by using self-defense techniques. So we're building that muscle memory as we go along. Okay, must be coming close to it. Just finish it up. If you want to increase the intensity, there we go. Just to finish that last bit. Excellent, and come on. Well done. So nice deep breathing, same with you. Just breathing through the nose, out through the mouth, back in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Trying to bring that heart rate down, ready for the next section. Okay, so take as long as you need for this, but we're going to go straight into the 1-minute section here. All right, so starting off then, we're going to do a plank, sir.
Oh, even better.
Okay, so we can do plank, and when we're doing plank, this is a strength exercise, but it still really hits the body. we can do it in two different ways. So with plank, you can hold the body up, making sure that back is nice and straight here, or you can drop your knees down if you're, or onto your elbow, or knees first then, okay, holding it, but make sure that weight is moving forwards. And finally, you can get down onto the elbows. Again, if you can hold it nice and straight, then that's exactly what to do. So we're going to do this 1 minute in two 30-second bites. Okay, first thing then, so ready, 30 seconds of plank. And go. Good, that's it. Remember, you've got to focus on that. Try and focus on your core. Keep that tense. Get your glutes nice and tight. Keep that nice and firm. Start thinking about the breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Try and take your mind off what's happening. Okay, plank, you can start off at this 30 seconds, but you can build it up. You can do 1 minute. 2 minutes, as long as you like, but all of it is going to help that. Okay, I'm going to stand up. Squats. So down, making sure when you do these squats, you keep your back straight, as if you're sitting down onto a seat. Here, you can do it at whatever pace you want. You can sit down onto a seat. You can do anything you need to do just to start building it up. So remembering what we're trying to do is you start off at a level that you can cope with, and then you try and push yourself a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and come on. Good. Okay, so we should feel that your heart rate has moved on now. You should start feeling it a little bit difficult to breathe, which is exactly what we want to get to. So we're thinking about that breathing again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. So that heart rate's coming down again. So it's at probably maybe 3/4 of what you had. Now what we're going to do is push it that little bit more. Again, only at your own limit. So we're going to do 30 seconds all out. And I know what we'll do. Mountain climbers.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Great exercise to really hit that body. So you can do mountain climbers. The way that we do them is bring our knees up to our elbows. Here. Like that. Okay, and we're going to do that for 30 seconds. You can adapt it to however you want to do it. If it's just a matter of just being on here and just bring your knee up, or just be in that position, even if it's just short, doesn't matter. Any of that is going to build and start building up that fitness and flexibility. Okay, you ready, sir? 30 seconds. Here we go. See, Jack. So again, as I said, you can start off with just a nice slow pace, just doing it as if it's walking. And then you can increase the pace as things go. Fantastic core exercise. Again, you're using these core muscles, which are key to the rest of the body, to work them and keep that going, sir. You there? Okay. And I think we can go last 5 seconds, fast as you can. And come on. Okay, sir?
It was more than 30 seconds, I reckon.
No. As a young Mr. Lloyd, you should be able to cope with all this. Okay, right. Excellent. So just finish that off there. We've got nice breathing again. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, and barrel, chumbi. Okay, now we finished that exercise and fitness area. We're going to move on to a much more technical session. Okay, so what we're going to do is teach you some of the techniques that we use within our classes. And I just want to say again, remember, these techniques do take a lot of practice. As such, think about them as a way of getting fit and healthy and increasing your strength and balance rather than learning a self-defense. So we're going to start off with is the way that we stand, because with anything, you can't just stand there and flail around with blocking and punching, because you'll end up overbalancing. So you've got to think about getting into a nice stance where you can actually keep that balance. So you're just taking a foot forward, we can take the right foot forwards, shoulders distance between your heels, and then just shift your body weight back and forward so you can actually feel that you can easily move that body weight. Now, good reason for that is that when we're defending ourselves, one of our natural motions is to actually shift out of the way. And so what Grandmaster Choi has done is he's actually understood what we do naturally, and as such, we want to incorporate that within the techniques that we do. So starting off with, we are going to shift back. Okay, and as we shift back, we're going to turn this hip over. So as we turn this hip over, what we're doing is turning ourselves a bit more side facing. All the bits that can get hurt are in the front of you. Okay, so we understand doing that, you're reducing any potential harm coming by turning that way. So that's the shifting away. Now we're going to just turn that into a guard. So what we do is we take our hands, roll them up, fingers rolled up, and our fingers on the outside. There we go. Okay, and our front hand comes up around about shoulder level, down the center line, and our rear hand comes up around about the sort of chin level. Whatever's relaxed and feels comfortable for you. Lots of people do it in different ways, but it's best if you can try and keep it in a relaxed, controlled way. So from there, we shift back as we just were doing there in that what we call rear dynamic. So we shift back, we bring our rear hand up as an active guard. We don't know what's going on over here, but the aim is to make sure we protect ourselves just in case. So we come back, shift back with an active guard. And then final part of this block, okay, is taking our hands straight from there all the way up, deflect any attack away, and then bring it back into our guard stance. So we shift away, active guard, block, and back round. Okay, we want to do that in one smooth motion as we do it. We don't want to stop anywhere, because as we generate energy, we want to make sure we dissipate it by the acceleration and de-acceleration act. Okay, so we're keeping any of that energy that we generate out of the body, so again, protecting the body as we go. All right, so Mr. Lloyd here is going to show those a few more. So shift away, block, and back to guard. There you go, shift away, block, back to guard. You can do this multiple different ways, whether slowly or fast, but what we recommend is that you do it slowly to start with, because that's how your brain works to build muscle memory. So you must take it through as a slow and technical way. Good. And then over time, you will naturally start to speed up. But once you're doing it fast, your brain is not actually learning at that point. Okay, so you must make sure you do it at a pace which is slow enough. Good. Okay, so from that position here then, we're going to switch to the other side.
Yes, sir.
Make sure, that's it. We always practice both sides in case anything ever gets injured. And of course, we don't want to be in a position saying, oh, I can't protect myself because I'm on the wrong side. So same thing here, we're going to do a block. Good. Shift away. Good. Shifting away, active guard, and block. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to add one more level to this. It's called a Keyup, loud sound. So what we do is we use this Keyup along the way, and it has 3 advantages. Okay, the first advantage is most of the time people, if they, attackers will pick on someone, they're going to try and pick on someone who they think are weak. Now the Keyup, firstly, will hopefully put them off that by making them or showing them that you are not a weak person. Oh! See what I mean? The second thing it does is it will attract attention around you. Okay, so people out there will be seeing what's happening, and as such, you're going to then think about, the person's going to think about it twice because they don't want to get caught. And the third thing it does is releases adrenaline, which he's just made me release with that great big Keyup. Okay, adrenaline's our little superpower. It gives us that strength to run away. Yes, I talk about running away. If we have to fight, it is the last thing we want to get to. The physical side of things, we want to make sure we get to a position where we run away before anything else, find some safety. Okay, so we're going to do this Keyup as we do the block. Okay, so right there. So I'm going to do the Keyup at the same time as the block. Ready? Hana. Sang. Do. Sang. Set. Sang. Net. Sang. And barrel. Good. Okay, so that's our block. We've done our stance. We've done our block. Now we're going to move on to our rear hand inward punch. So we've protected ourselves, but of course, in any protection, you've got to give yourselves enough time to get away. And the only way you can do that, I'm afraid, is actually by potentially hurting someone and stopping them. So we're going to learn how to do a rear hand inward punch. So for this, we have to bring our body weight forwards. Okay, so we have to bring our body weight forwards so we can come up on the rear ball of the foot. That's it there, good. Come up on that rear ball of the foot here, which is driving our hip forwards. which is giving us that energy and power for the punch. Okay, Choi Kwang Do is one of the most powerful punches, so we know how scientifically the whole body moves when we're doing this. So we drive our hips forward, and our front hand then becomes this active guard. We want to make sure we don't just leave it hanging around. It's got to do something. And then what we have and finally do is we do a shoulder roll, bring our elbow in line with our fist, and then we punch through at and through the target. What we're trying to do is hit with our top two knuckles, but really it doesn't matter how you do it, because if you ever have to, you are just going to do this motion. Okay, so drive our hips forwards, active guard, shoulder roll, punch at the target, through the target, relax the elbow, and then come back into that stance. Okay, Mr. Lloyd, would you do that a few times for me?
Sir.
And now you can add key-ups to it as well, please, sir.
Sun! Sun!
Good, you can see that motion of where the energy is generated, and then finally it comes out through the punch. Okay, so the energy, so sir, and Barbara, change to the other side.
Yes, sir.
So we can do it on the other side.
Sun!
See that? Hope you guys are kept moving along with this as well, so keep that practice going. You can do it nice and slowly, and then you can put more intensity in. But we're working in the air, so as such, we don't want to put any power into what we're doing. Good. Again, as we said, nice and slowly and mindfully is what's going to build those techniques. Good. And then finally, we've got one more technique we're going to put together now. It's a knee strike. A knee strike. So yes, we may have to punch someone multiple times, but to really finish someone off, a knee strike in the right area, midriff and below, whether it's knees, groin, those are areas which are going to cause enough damage that you are going to be able to run away. So to do the knee strike, we are going to get into the position here where we're in our guard, and this time we drive our hips forwards, so our hips are facing forwards. We're going to grab, or make out we're going to grab something or some part of that person and pull them down. And as you pull them down, you're going to drive that knee up. Imagine where it's going, all the way forwards, up and in, and then you're going to step down. Okay? So from there, we drive our hips through, grab, knee strike up, and then step forwards. As we do that knee strike, we come up on that standing ball of the foot. There we go. So we're putting our body weight into the technique itself. And again, once more. Good. Excellent. Okay, so now what Sir's going to do, he's going to do a few more techniques with key-ups. Off you go, Sir.
Sun!
Good.
Sun!
That's it. Also, you should be working along with us.
Sun! Sun!
And switch sides. So switch to the other side. So doing the other knee.
Sun!
Good.
Sun!
Again, in a real situation, you may have to do multiple of any of the techniques we've learned. One technique, it would be great if you could just hit them first time and they'd stopped, but you may have to do them multiple times to get yourself enough time to run away. But that's all we're looking at doing through these techniques. Okay, and ready. And finish off there then, sir. Baro, chumbi. Good. Okay, so we finished that technical session, which is great. So we're just going to cool the body down a little bit now, get our heart rate back down to normal, and then we're going to finish off with giving you some ideas to think about, you know, from a self-defense perspective. All right, so start off with then, just get those arms in there, feel that big stretch, yeah, you ease those hips up, and take your right arm out, pull it across the body, switch the other side. Good, hand over the top, stretch that side. Stretch the other side. Good. Take one leg in front. Drop the weight down. Pull the toes back. Feel the stretch on the calf and the back of the leg. And switch to the other side. Good. And nice deep breathing. And loosen yourself up. Okay, well done. All right, so we're finally going to have a go at just a little bit of self-defense. There's lots of situations that can happen, and one may be that someone, if you're in a position as we've talked about, you don't want to be in a position where someone does get physical with you. So always think about getting away first. But if they do get hold of you, Okay, and you think they're going to throw a punch. What we've just learned today is that block. So we could use that block here to hold and protect ourselves. Hold that punch away. Of course, we've got the other hand that's free. Yay! Bang, 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 bang. Okay, nice and simple. Let's try it on the other side. As they come through, out, block. This hand's here, bang, bang, bang. And of course, you've got the knee strike. You can do what you need to do to release. But remember, if someone's going to grab you, think about just reacting. That's the main thing that's going to happen is react, because you're not going to have a lot of time. So just an idea to think about. And if you are feeling really worried about any of these sort of situational problems, take time, have a look around, and see if you can find ways that you can think about on how to deal with them. Okay, so we're going to finish the class there. We will finish in a formal way. I hope you've enjoyed it. And here we go then. Okay, class, cheer up. Kunye, Pil Sun. Hi, San. Class dismissed.